Hi everybody, in this video we'll be starting with this English language full syllabus session, and first I'll be starting with how to write an essay. Then we'll move on to the email, notice writing, letter writing. So I'll cover everything in this video. So let's begin with composition writing. Firstly, no spelling or grammatical errors. Second, word limit. Please maintain this word limit. Writing extra lines will not help you to fetch more marks. Then we move on to the rough structure. What do I mean by this? See, whenever you write an essay, before that you have to make a rough structure in which you'll include the points that you want to write in the final essay. Alright? It can be the introduction that you have to include, then the body, conclusion. Make something very logical so that the essay that you write in the final paper, it's actually relevant. So how do you write an essay? First is your introduction. Here you can start it with an anecdote, quote, or a thought. You can begin with something interesting. Then you move on to the body. There should be a logical connect between these two paragraphs. It includes substantial examples and evidence to support the argument. Alright? Then conclusion at the end. Sum up the arguments and the points. Now you can watch out my video which is available on YouTube, how to write a perfect essay. In this video, I have taught you how to write an argumentative essay or short story, descriptive, narrative. One tip for all the students of ICSE 10th is that you can attempt descriptive essay if you are not good at writing essays. I think this is the safest option that you should consider. यहाँ पर मैंने देखा है कि बच्चों के scores भी सही रहते हैं दूसरे essays के comparison में. Okay, so you can go for it. Descriptive essay is all about the sight, sounds and the environment that you see. उसमें आपको सब mention करना पड़ता है in a chronological order. Well, those of you who don't know about this website, you can also refer to this for your board examination. This is Molly eBooks, and in this I've uploaded a number of ebooks that will be helpful for your ICSE 10th board examination. You can just check them out. I have uploaded English language full syllabus ebook, physics most important questions, full syllabus chemistry reactions, and so on. You can have a look here. These notes have also been referred by the topper students of ICSE and ISC board, and also you can see the clarity of these notes. The chapter wise notes are excellent for your preparation, so you can purchase them from the link in the description box. Now we will move on to the letter writing. And yes, your handwriting should be legible. आप एकदम घिचपिच मत करना, उसको neat and clean रखना. There are two types of letter, formal letter and informal letter. Opening lines. These are the opening and the concluding lines that I'm talking about because you don't know how to start your letter and end it with a decent tone. So that's how you can write your opening line. See, the formal letter begins with, please allow me to thank you for, or maybe as a responsible citizen, I would like to inform you. You have to adjust these lines according to the question that is asked. Now, informal letter. I wanted to let you know that. I wanted to ask you if it was wonderful or great to hear from you. Informal letter is something that you are writing to your friends, relatives, or maybe any other person whom you are close to. So you don't have to maintain that very decent tone in the case of informal letters. Concluding lines. If you require any information, feel free to contact me. I look forward to your reply. Please give my best wishes or regards to. I hope to hear from you soon. We are looking forward to your visit. Alright? Now, few things to remember. Place the address or salutation as per the format. Be very conscious of the language used. Keep paragraphs short, no longer than 3 to 5 sentences. Include these things, 5 W's and 1 H. That means who, when, where, why and how. Do not use contractions. What does it mean? It means you can't use can't, okay, or won't. You can't use this shortcut. You have to write cannot or will not. So types of formal letters. These are business letters, official letters, letter to editors, or application to the principal. Applications are very common in schools. कभी किसी का stomach ache हो जाता है, किसी का headache हो जाता है, ठीक है? जब भी स्कूल मन नहीं करे जाने का, you can write all these, है ना, जो हम करते ही थे, बचपन से करते आ रहे हैं. आई एम सफरिंग फ्रॉम अ वेरी बैड हेडेक. अब बच्चे ज़्यादा एडवांस्ड हो गए हैं, तो अब वो स्टमक एक डाल देते हैं उसमें, अपने लेटर में, अपने एप्लीकेशन में. सेंडर्स एड्रेस, यहाँ पर अपना एड्रेस लिख देंगे, लाजपत नगर, न्यू दिल्ली, एंड द पिन कोड, राइट. लीव अ ब्लैंक लाइन, then you will write the date. See, you can write this part on the left hand side also. It's completely your choice. Both formats are correct. Receiver's address is the address whom you are writing to, जिसको आप लिख रहे हो. यहाँ पर हम SDO को लिख रहे हैं, पूरा लिखेंगे आप. No shortcuts are allowed. ठीक है, फिर उनका एड्रेस डालेंगे. Then leave a line and write the subject here. Application for a new telephone connection. After you have written the subject, leave a line. Dear sir, I am a new resident of Ballab Apartments, Lajpat Nagar, New Delhi. I would be extremely grateful if you could kindly consider my application for installation of a new telephone connection as early as possible. Since I am a doctor, my profession falls under the ESMA category, that is Essential Services Maintenance Act, which is of prime importance. Thank you. Then this is the subscription, that is yours faithfully. Since this is a formal letter, you have to write a decent subscription. Then sender's name. Okay. Now we'll move on to an example of a formal letter. Okay. Write a letter to a bookshop owner requesting information about a specific book and asking for recommendations in a similar genre. All right. So here you have written your address. Then you will be writing owner's address. All right. Do not forget to leave a line in between. Then subject, inquiring about the availability of the book. You have to mention the book also. Then leave a line. Dear sir, I am writing to you as a long time visitor and platinum card holder of your bookstore. I hope this letter finds you well. Through this letter, I want to convey that I am an avid reader who frequently visits your esteemed bookshop. So this is a very simple introduction that you have to start with. What are you talking about, right? Then you have to come to the point, like, why are you writing this letter? Then you can see this is the subscription and this is your name. At the end, the concluding line, you can see it's a formal tone. All right. Moving on to the informal letter. Write a letter to your friend telling him or her about your favorite game. Say why you like it and why you think your friend should play it too. So this is the sender's address. Then you leave a line, you write the date, leave a line again, the salutation, that is to the person you're writing to. So this is your address. So you can start your letter here, all right? And so you're talking about the game, your favorite game, cricket. I really like it because in this game one learns to cooperate. Boys' favorite game is always cricket and girls badminton, or maybe basketball is for me, but I don't know about other girls. But I've seen girls engaged in badminton, so yeah. And boys, obviously, they are always engaged in football or cricket, nothing else, right? Then with my warmest regards, yours sincerely, and your name, right? All right, so one suggestion that I want to give you is you can go for any letter, but if you find difficulty in writing that informal letter, you can go for formal one because it has a structure and you very well know how to write it. So formal letters are more scoring in this part. Now we'll move on to the notice writing. So this is your format. First is your heading. It must be catchy and directly related to the event. Then you have to write the date. Then you can write the time, the venue. For example, venue is about the location. That can be a hall or auditorium. Then name of the event, for whom. So you have to write about the target audience. Example, members of the Green Musketeers Club can participate. They can bring a friend, some planting supplies with them, and so on. Let's have a look at this example of notice writing. Your school is conducting an inter-class talent search. write out a notice to be put up in your school informing students about the event and inviting them to participate. So this is your heading. Everybody's got talent, right? Interclass talent search. Then you'll be writing the date. This is the time. Okay, then you have to mention the venue, the place where you are organizing this event. Then this is the notice. So these are the remarks. A complete and plausible email ID must be provided. Example, the email should be written here. Then you will move on to the subject you are talking about and the salutation. Example, dear sir or ma'am. Then your opening and closing sentence in this body. Subscription, it means your full name or designation. At the end, you will write the expression. So let's have a look here. Write an email to the principal of a neighboring school requesting him or her to send a team of teachers to judge the event. You have to write the Gmail here. Request to appoint judges for a talent search event. Leave a line, dear ma'am or dear sir. You have to write your name. I am Maya Gilani, the cultural secretary of the student council. So you have to mention your designation here. We are conducting a talent search contest for the students of classes 8th, 9th and 10th. This is to be held on 24th of July 2024 from timing in music, art, dance, magic, acrobatics and stand-up comedy. We request you to send a team of 3 teachers from your school to judge the talent search competition. Everybody's got talent. So this is how you write the opening and the closing sentence. So this was your opening sentence and this is your closing sentence. Anticipating a positive response. Yours faithfully, your name and your designation. Comprehension passage. You have to read the passage. After you've read it, go through the questions that are asked. Then move back to the passage, read it again. Use own words while writing your answer. Read the questions and mark the paragraph containing the answer. You can just highlight the portion in which the answer is there. Avoid repeating words or thoughts. So, for example, this question is like, first you'll be asked the word meaning. If you're not able to figure it out, you can just reread the sentence and try to understand what the paper setter is talking about. Then second is opposite. Again, rereading the sentence can only help you out. Third is answering the questions. 1 or 2 mark questions are given. Please do not write more than 2 lines, 2 to 3 lines. Then 50 words. This is the Prezi writing. So for Prezi writing, 10 rows and 5 columns should be there. Rough and fair draft. Now what is this? I know most of you don't know about this, but I'm going to tell you because this is necessary. Rough draft में आपको पहले बना देना है एक 10x5 का एक box, right? And then you have to fill in the answer. जो भी आपको लिखना है, it might be the summary. So आपको जो भी लिखना है, जैसे this is a dog and so on. I'm writing trash, but yeah. So you have to fill in the boxes. After you have filled in 50 words, and make sure to write it with a pencil. Alright. Then you have to write a fair draft with a pen. Again, this should be 10x5. And strike it with a pencil. The rough draft. Alright. Moving on to the transformation of sentences, we have different questions that are asked here. Direct, indirect is one of them. You have to practice all these topics that I am going to tell you. Direct, indirect. Then we have active, passive voice, degree of comparison, sentence and its types, then conjunction. These sentences like start with no sooner than, as soon as, not only but also, to, hardly had, when. Then we move on to phrasal verbs and prepositions. For this you need a lot of practice and you can refer to the last 10 years. Or if you're not satisfied with it, you can then try out Total English Workbook, wherein all the prepositions and transformation of sentences practice questions are given. Then we have rewriting sentences based on specific instructions. So I'll tell you the kind of sentences that are asked. First is sentences containing the adverb to. The bag is too heavy for me to lift. So they'll ask you to use so in this question. The bag is so heavy that I cannot lift it. He's so short that he cannot keep the book on the top shelf. Too short to keep this book. Then active to passive voice. These are very simple. Then interchange of degrees of comparison. No other king was as wise as Solomon. So as soon as, for positive. In comparative, Solomon was wiser than all other kings. Here, than is necessary. No sooner than and as soon as. Hardly had the sun risen when the birds started singing. No sooner did the sun rise. Did plus rise. You don't have to mention past tense. This is a blunder in this case. As soon as the sun rose, the birds started singing. Not only but also. Interchange of if and unless. If he does not study hard, he will fail. Unless he studies hard, he will fail. Then interchange of in spite of and despite. Never write despite of. I have seen students writing off with a despite. In spite of the cold weather, comma, they went for a picnic. Despite the cold weather, they went for a picnic. He went to school but was marked absent. Although he went to school, he was marked absent. So this is the end of the video. You can also refer to my English language playlist where I have covered the essay writing portion. Thank you for watching this video and have a good day. All the best for your exams.